Okay, so I just think this is just weird as can be. So there's this person who has, there's several people commenting me, right? But this person, obviously, I don't know what they're doing on my channel, seriously. It doesn't make any sense. DRK strong or dork strong or dark strong, I'm not really sure. Because most people just go with the fake name and no picture or a picture of a little cartoon kitty. Gotta stay safe. So I think he started commenting on something. It was a TikTok I had shared about the Earth cycles. And so he needed to go on there to debunk it because it was ridiculous. And he likes to go around and debunk fake science. That's his motivation in the world. He has to go around and debunk fake science. So, I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. I've got a brain injury. I can't repeat all these facts to you, but there's lots of information out there. Go and start looking for it. You will find what you're looking for. I found what I'm looking for. You go look for what you're looking for. That's on you to go do. But he didn't go that way. So, he wants to debunk fake science. So I said, well, you must be pretty busy then, because you got this pandemic to all debunk and, all fake science going there. And his comeback, it is just blown I cracked up for so long. I was cracking up. And then I had to send it to one of my friends. And she was like, you gotta stop talking to these crazy people. But it was just so, I don't know how, I don't know how some of these people are surviving, seriously. So, he told me, it's the ones who are the problem. They're the ones who are dying in mass. We're all dying crazily. But the ones who they've gotten back to normal. They just get to go live their normal lives now. He's had his third, and he's doing great. And these things, well, he was wearing those for years. When he was living in China or Japan or something, he was wearing those for years. And so it was no big deal to come here and start wearing it, makes sense. He hasn't been sick in a few years, so, it makes total sense to him. I don't even know. These people who are so stuck in their, this narrative, they can't look outside of the fucking scope at all. They're stuck in their box. And I mean, to wrap my head around that somebody is sitting there telling me their life has gone back to normal. Really? Back to normal. Like, this is normal to you. What's going on around here? This is normal. I don't know what this person's life was like before. But, this is normal. And they're glad, they're doing their part. Got 3 waiting for the 4th, because it's science. You trust the science. So, again, I mean, there's nothing that we can do to help these people wake up. I mean, it's impossible. And it's pointless. And I'm not going to sit in here and have conversations with people who just want to argue and want to try and convince me of their point. I'm sorry, I've actually done research. I've actually worked in medical. I actually know what these are for. I actually know what they're not for. It's just like, when he told me I should go back and, just watch Fox News like all the rest of the crazy people. You can see the comment. I mean, the comments are right there, the public. You can see the whole conversation. I'm not making it up. It's right out. It's not like I have to share the emails. It's just right there in the public. So, yeah, I don't know. To me, I think a lot of people start commenting back and forth, especially on TikTok. It's got a lot more communication going. YouTube is way slower. It's way more, it's the censorship on YouTube is just intense. Especially, you're shadow banned. And it's so funny too, because on TikTok, I started becoming shadow banned. I don't even know how it all works. I don't know how they do it and stuff. But on TikTok, I had shared some stuff about the 3 beautiful dams. Just footage of what was happening, as it was crumbling apart and destroying the city. Oof, I don't like that. Can't show weakness. So that was taken down against community guidelines. And then I was sharing the one about the looking glass and the whole thing about the people who are trying to win are messing with the time, the realities and stuff. Like, they are trying to change things. So they are messing with that, And then you got CERN, and there's so many things, That's why I say it's going to be so great when we finally get to know the truth. And we stop being treated like we're all retarded and we can't handle the truth. So, I don't know. We all know that there's merging timelines. We know that time has sped up. There's no doubt about that. I can't even believe it's like the days start. And this is boring as shit. I'm not saying like I've got a lot of stuff to do and the day is just flying. No. The day is flying and I'm just sitting here watching the clock and it's like, what the fuck? It's going so fast I can't even believe it. It literally, you can look away and 5 minutes later look back and it's been an hour and a half. It's nutty. So, anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, I saw on TikTok that I had shared this one of me talking about the finances and what's going on with the money and stuff. No, I think it's had 5 views. I don't even know where that was. Probably TikTok watching it. I don't know. But all the rest of them, there's hundreds, thousands around it. But that one, no. But I guess I couldn't find a community guideline because, they just put it in the closet. So I don't know how they do it, how they keep people from being able to, come together and communicate and stuff. But yeah, they're doing it on purpose. But when the shift happens, then, censorship will be lifted and people will be able to come together and get information and talk to each other. And there's going to be a lot more people who are going to be looking for information. I was watching one of Saving yesterday on David Rodriguez. It was so funny. You could tell David Rodriguez was just like, oh. He was so like, oh. And Juan's just going through this long Bible thing. It was a Bible story. I don't remember what one it was. He always has a lot of Bible stories. And it was really, really long. And it was like the whole thing. And every time David was like, well, what about this? My viewers would like to know this. And one thing that me and my friend were talking about is kind of a dickhead thing. Is Juan, he's a part of the alliance or whatever. He definitely knows what's going on. He knows people, he can go call them up and talk to them, face to face and get information. We're all sitting in the dark. And then his attitude was like, well, you guys got a problem. I mean, buck up, go in and pray. It's just like, what? So you're all confident and you feel so good and no problems at all, but you've got all the information. You can't give us the information. We're just supposed to all sit and read the Bible. And I don't know. I found it kind of irritating. And I was like, there's only one thing that came out of it. And he said that we are already in the... how it's going to be the boomerang effect. Now it's going to, I would say like the pendulum, whatever. The energy is going in this one direction. It's pulled way too far and it's going to slam back and go the other direction. He said it's already going. It's already made the turn. It's already headed our way. And it's going to be very dramatic and that there's going to be something. And this is what so many different people, like that Cliff Hyde, David Wilcock talking about with the sun, and Allison Coe talking about with her QHHT, Juan talking about with his insider information, and Charlie Ward too, talking about, because I saw him talking, I think last week or something, because I wanted to hear what that John Q was saying, because I thought maybe he was breaking some codes, and he was talking about the financial thing and all those codes and that. And it's also where Charlie said that he can't tell us what's about to happen, but there's certain things that have to happen before the money thing happens. And he said, well, I can't tell you, but I can tell you it's already happening. So I mean, we're already in motion of all of this stuff, you know, transpiring or whatever, if that's the word. But not knowing, like, there's another weird thing is William Shatner. You know, he went up in space, right? And so it shows him like looking from the ship down or something. I don't know, but I was thinking how, you know, there's so many people all of a sudden just zipping up there. It's like it's become like a ride or something. Like what is that? A fair? You know, those little places like Six Flags or whatever. You go on the rides or something. Seems like that this has now become a ride. Like, ooh, go up, reach the glass ceiling, look down, and see what it looks like from up here. That's what it seems like to me. Like, I don't even know. I mean, I know that we are contained, so I don't know about all this drama. Like, oh look, we're way up here. I don't know. But the weird thing with William Shatner, what he said was, we're about to have a catastrophic event, and everybody needs to be prepared, and it's going to be catastrophic for the planet. Well, we already know. We're in the middle of it. We already know, like, that there's something with the solar flash, something with this Narubu or Wormwood or whatever the planet is moving, which last night, I had this weird night's sleep, but I feel fine because I didn't take the melatonin. But it was just this weird night's sleep. But I was trying to go back to sleep, and I think it was like 4:30 in the morning or something, and this bright light came into my window. And so I turned around and I looked, and it was the moon, the hunter's moon, big giant full moon, and it was so cool. I tried to do a picture, but you couldn't. But this giant full moon, and the way it was coming down through the trees and putting the light out, oh my God, it was so cool looking. But I thought, how weird. So the sun's going to be rising soon, and the moon is just like full, just right there, top of the trees. And I was like, that just seems kind of weird. And I haven't had that happen before. I don't know. There's just so many weird things with the sky and stuff, and it makes sense to me still. What I've been saying is something like the planet is moving. They're not telling us, and that is why we're feeling all of this stuff. Like time is changing. That it is about people having that all of this stuff being exposed because it's being released as we're moving. It seems like to me, and people's vibration is raising, but you have to work on yourself to also raise it. You know. So I don't know, you know, what is going to go down. I mean, I say this all the time. Like, none of us really know for sure what's going to happen. We can only know what certain people are saying. And there's significant things. I just find it interesting that, you know, William Shatner is saying that we're about to have a catastrophic event and everybody needs to be prepared. Because, like I've said, you know, a bunch of times, I don't know if this is about, you know, the beings who are here now becoming consciously aware, healing, understanding who and what they are, and then when this planetary change happens, that they just transition onto the new earth. They don't have to go through the whole process of going through death and all that stuff and then figuring out their next incarnation. They just go as themselves to this new one, which to me, that's what I keep thinking makes sense. Then you hear these people are like, oh, well, you know, we're going to be like Juan yesterday and even that Cliff Hyde, both saying that when this stuff happens, it's going to take decades, you know, because all the corporations, all the everything's going to end. And we're just like starting back over from scratch. And we got a lot of messes to clean up and a lot of readjusting. Like, people are so dependent on the system. You know, they don't know how to feed themselves. They don't know how long to brush their teeth. They don't know when and where and how to eat. They just know what they're told and how to do it. So, yeah, I don't know. But, you know, if it is going to be that it is going to be a catastrophic event and, you know, you're working on your healing and stuff like that, just keep that in mind. Just keep in mind that this whole fear mongering thing about death and you can die and all that stuff, that is an illusion. That's false. It's not true. And you are on a soul journey, and your soul's healing is the healing that will affect you forever. So whatever healing you're doing as the person that you are right now is healing your soul. And so that is, you know, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing by doing that. And so if it starts being like, oh, you know, it's going to be whatever, the catastrophe, you know, the end of the world and the world's going to blow up, just remember we're transitioning. The age of Aquarius is going to happen. We're going to transition. So that's, I think, why so many people are like, focus on spirituality, focus on, I mean, some people are all about religion and Jesus and all that stuff. And I don't know, you know, what will be with all of them. Like, if those people who just, like, if the world were to end, and say you have these different groups. You have the group of people who are just still asleep, and maybe that was their whole thing. They were never going to wake up. They weren't ready to stop with the reincarnation cycles. They just, you know, I don't know. I don't know why people aren't waking up. This blows my mind, especially when people are like, because it has so much to do with just questioning your reality. It's just questioning your reality. That's waking up. And it just seems like some people can't do it. I don't know. So, yeah, questioning your reality. But some people aren't meant to wake up, apparently. You know, maybe they're just going to go on a ship and go to another planet. You know, that's been said a lot by a lot of channelers and, what are those people called? Are those people called channelers? The ones who, like Edgar Casey and Dolores Cannon, she used to talk about it all the time. I don't know all the Edgar Casey stuff. I was just wondering what those people are called. I think they're called channelers. I don't know. But Dolores Cannon, she was somebody who was going in and talking to beings when people were in hypnosis. So hers is based on this communication about the new earth and people leaving the planet. And, you know, she talks so much stuff about things that are going on right now. And she's not even alive right now. She was talking about this stuff before. So, so you have that group that's just asleep. Like, maybe they're going to go to another planet. Maybe they're going to, you know, I don't know. Maybe they're just here as background players to wake other people up, and they're going to just transition, go back to Dead World and plan their next incarnation. I don't know. You know, what's going on with that group. But then you have the group who is super religious, who is focused on that. And so, yeah, if it ends, do they just go off and go to heaven? They create their little heaven, and they go and sing for eternity, or until they get bored with it, at the feet of their, I don't know, can they manifest a person to be sitting there? Like, I don't know what all they can create in this heaven place that they're trying to create. But then you have the group that is about consciousness and about just having awareness of who and what they are, and understanding what they are on a soul level, and understanding what consciousness is, and then mastering consciousness and having control of consciousness. That to me seems like it is, how you are capable of making the shift and being aware of what's going on and directing yourself where you want to be and what you want to be a part of, because you're mastering your consciousness. So yeah, I don't know. Man, my throat. So something definitely is going on, and something big's about to happen. And like Juan said yesterday, whatever's about to go down is going to be really big and really scary, and it's going to scare a lot of people. And it's supposed to scare people awake, I guess. But he said there's a lot of people who are patriots or whatever. They should know what's coming, and they should, understand. They shouldn't be as scared. It shouldn't be as scary to all people as it will be to some people. I don't know. The whole thing is like just waiting and waiting and waiting, and having no idea what's to come, and not having fear, not letting fear take over your mind, knowing that you're safe, knowing that you are eternal, knowing that this is an illusion, knowing that what you're told is all false. And, and if you really want to know about stuff, then just start looking into it. There's so much information out there about life after death, about reincarnation, about this planet, about people. There is information about people who have done research into our true history, talk to archaeologists and stuff like that who have been shut down. I mean, these people who have been in control will kill people for releasing information, the truth to us. So that's how bad it's been for so long, of trying to keep us ignorant, keep us scared. That's their whole purpose. Keep us scared, hopeless, helpless, so that we rely on them. We rely on their drugs. And, if we can't afford big pharma, street drugs, they provide those too. So, and, they just want to create so much, just a perversion and voyeurism and manipulation and hierarchy and control. And, this place is it's just so dark, such dark energy here when you start really understanding what's going on and how many people feed off of that dark energy. Like, it just totally feed off of them. They feed off of it, and they become a part of it. They become like a part of the soul system. So, I don't know, there's a lot. When whatever goes down, that's going to happen. Whenever it happens, there's going to be so much, like, this waking up thing is going to take some of these people a while. I mean, it is a process, and they are just so out. And for them to realize all of this stuff that has been going on right under their nose, and they have had no awareness of it. I mean, oh my God, I just can't even believe 3 of them. Oh my gosh. And like I said, I think I said yesterday about my friend who I've talked about her husband before. He's the one who wanted to notify the FBI about me because he's the border control, and I have tattoos. So therefore, we know what that means. And so anyways, he's a really nasty person, just a really nasty person. He tells his wife all the time, because she has none of these, that she's a murderer, and he's just a really nasty person. But so his friend came over to see him because the nasty guy got surgery on his knee, which to me is like, oof, with the blood clots and stuff. I mean, when you get surgery and you get swelling and stuff, it is that is your blood, like white blood cells. Your blood goes there trying to heal the area, and then you put something fake in there, and then you've got this other stuff that is even magnetic. Like, I don't even know what is going. Like, if you could see through somebody's body and see what's going on, like, I don't know, it'd be trippy. But so his friend came over. I might have already told the story, but his friend came over, and And they had not all his family, all have it. Everybody's fully done up, you know. And so all of a sudden everybody's dying in his family. They're all dying, all different ages. They have no idea why. They're just dying. And, you know, he came over to ask the nasty guy, like, what do you think's going on? You think it's a new variant or something, you know? Like, why are they all dying? It's like, well, some of us know why. So, yeah, even Juan was saying, I think it was Juan yesterday, was saying that, like, how are these people going to manage, you know, the anger? I've talked about this before. Like, if they just left Fauci out, like, left him in a park and then announced it, oof, said, hey, guess where he is? Yeah, it would be very violent. This is what I imagine. They're doing these people a favor by, you know, putting them out of their misery before the public took care of it. But he was saying that there was going to be so many people when they realize what they've done, you know, by putting it in their children and stuff, that these people are going to be like freaking out, like ready to murder, ready to kill. So, like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we have to go through still. You know, there's still more to come. This isn't like we want it to hurry up and end, but it's such a process. I mean, this whole thing, I never, you know, even though I knew things were weird and they didn't make sense and I didn't understand all this stuff, never, ever would I have still thought to this degree of what was going on. When you wake up to it, and luckily for me, I was somebody who woke up as a process. You know, I don't know what's to come for some of these people, especially when they're still going at you, still trying to argue about stuff. Nothing's being questioned. No questions. And to me, I think that's what that letter was about. The question. We're all waiting for the answers, but I think that letter was just to get you to ask the questions. And, you know, it dropped some breadcrumbs and it gave you the trail to look for. Man, it's been so rainy and it's just, I don't know, maybe it's allergies. I saw something that I thought made a really good point the other day. Is like, how is it that people, humans, have lived around pollen forever and ever, but now suddenly we're being so affected by it? Well, it's because it's toxins. It's not really pollen. There's nothing natural about what's going on here. So yeah, some of these people have got so many things to wake up to and so much anger that they're going to have at themselves for missing it. And so many of these people have got egos the size of a house. And, you know, like I've said, this is going to be a very humbling experience. And a lot of people aren't ready to be humbled. And so, you know, we're still just, it's so crazy when you are awake and you do know what's going on, because it is such a wait and see. And, you know, just keep, you know, what I have to just always do, keep my eye on the prize. And honestly, you know, if they came and, you know, shot me in the head because I'd be fine with it. I'm really tired of this. This is just very tiring, this whole situation. And so I'm be so excited for it to end. It seems like it's going to be such just a new stage, just to have more people aware and more information coming for people to process and stuff. You know, I'm anxious to get to the next step, but I don't know how many more steps we got to go. But just remember, you know, you're eternal. Nothing can hurt you. It's all an illusion, and you're going to be fine. Just work on yourself. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.